Word and I'm Maria Shakil. Trouble mounting for TMC MP Mahua Moitra. BJP MP Nishikant Dubey has been asked to present evidence in front of the Parliamentary Ethics Committee on October 26th to back his allegations that Mahua Moitra took money to ask parliamentary questions. Mr. Dubey has been called along with advocate Jai Anant Dehadrai, who has been quoted in the BJP MP's complaint. Nishikant Dubey has accused Moitra of breach of parliamentary privilege, contempt of House and criminal conspiracy. The party she represents, that is the Trinamool Congress, has so far maintained a stoic silence. All those who spoke vociferously in Parliament are not standing with her. That's our top story this hour.
The BJP is using the Trinamool Congress's silence to attack Mahua Moitra over allegations of taking bribes for questions in Parliament, demanding that she be sacked as MP.
हमारा प्रश्न है ममता बनर्जी से, वो चुप क्यों है? घूस लेकर कुछ प्रश्न किए हैं, करीब 55 या 50 प्रश्न किए हैं पार्लियामेंट में, घूस लेकर इसका विषय में ममता बनर्जी क्या बोलेंगे? अगर प्रमाण हुआ जाए तो उनको सांसद पद से बर्खास्त किया जाए.
Sources say the TMC has chosen strategic silence on the issue, even as behind the scenes the party is helping Mahua Moitra formulate her defense. TMC sources add that since the issue is linked to an affidavit by a lawyer who used to be a close associate, the party is watching the situation closely. And once the facts are clear, the party will make its stand public. India allies like RJD though have openly backed Mahua Moitra, even though her own party is silent.
Mahua Moitra जो है पढ़ी लिखी महिला है, वो जिस कॉलेज से पढ़ी है उस कॉलेज में एडमिशन मिलना बहुत मुश्किल होता है, और वहाँ से सबसे बड़े बैंक में उन्होंने काम किया, एज ए वाइस प्रेसिडेंट भी काम किया है, और ये मामूली बात नहीं है, तो उनकी काबिलियत पे तो हम सवाल उठा ही नहीं सकते.
But Mahua Moitra's standing within the party hasn't been too strong of late. Mamata Banerjee had reprimanded her in December 2021 and again for her comments on Goddess Kali.
মহুয়া তুমিও একটু ওদের সাথে মিলেমিশে টাইম দেবে, পজিশনকে দিলো কি না দিলো, that is not your point.
But after that, Mahua Moitra was seen alongside top leaders during the party's protest against the centre for pending Manrega funds, leading many to believe that all is well between the party and her. Political observers are now watching whether this latest controversy over her will see the TMC distance itself from her or continue backing her like it has done so far. With camera person G.D. Shankar in Kolkata, Saurabh Gupta, NDTV.
And that brings us to the questions I'm raising on the show tonight. Why is the opposition, the TMC, her party, silent in cash for question scam? Is Mahua Moitra fighting a lonely battle? Why are parties such as the Aam Aadmi Party, the Congress, who raised Hindenburg report in Parliament, silent on Mahua Moitra? With the Ethics Committee of Parliament now seized of the matter, how will Mahua's defense of sending legal notices to Nishikant Dubey, Dehadrai, Facebook and media houses now play out? Joining me on the show, Shubhabrata Bhattacharya is a senior journalist. We have Sanjay Singh, senior journalist, Ashwini Dubey, advocate of the Supreme Court, Kabir Shankar Bose is also advocate of the Supreme Court, and Asif Bamla is a BJP spokesperson. Sanjay Singh, beginning with you, why is her otherwise vociferous party silent on this issue?
That's a very interesting question, Maria, because we have seen the Trinamool Congress, Mamata Banerjee commenting almost on everything. Even when Sanjay Singh was arrested, there was some comment from Aam Aadmi Party. ED raids taking place anywhere and everywhere in the country, they would comment on the subject. They would comment almost on everything, which they think would go against Prime Minister Modi and Modi government. In this particular case, this is very amusing that Trinamool Congress officially has been almost completely silent. Why that you're playing off Tejasvi Yadav? Tejasvi Yadav was not talking merits of the case.
Yes, that's right. You know, I agree with you, Sanjay Singh. I was coming to that point because if you listen to what Tejasvi said, he is talking about her capabilities and that she comes from a very good college. Nobody is denying that. It is about the developments that have happened in the last few months.
You speak what?
Yeah, precisely. in this particular matter, it does not matter where you went to for your schooling, for your college, and what you did in the past. It relates to the present. Your conduct as a parliamentarian, as an MP, where your integrity, your capability to raise popular issues, and morality, ethics, and whole lot of other things, legality also, if the case pertains to that. You also see that the India Alliance, or India Alliance as they say, the India Alliance also is almost completely silent. Rahul Gandhi today held a press conference but did not utter a word on Mahua Moitra. Shashi Tharoor again otherwise very vocal on every other subject, and it is also very interesting, Maria, let me point out that day before, 2 days ago, when this particular quote-unquote expose came to surface about Mahua Moitra, Shashi Tharoor was also present in the seaport built in a private-public partnership by Adani's near Thiruvananthapuram, and their CPM left otherwise nationally would always take on Modi government and also Adani. There, both CPM and Congress were falling over each other to claim credit for that particular seaport.
Okay,
and
so
also blaming each other for obstructing or protesting during certain period in time.
Yes.
In this particular case, Mahua Moitra standing as of now, is fighting a lone battle.
Okay, so
Composition of Ethics Committee, Maria, is very interesting. Out of 15 members, BJP has 6 and 9 from the opposition ranks.
Yes.
So therefore, if Ethics Committee comes out with something which goes against Mahua Moitra, I think Mahua Moitra will, the India Alliance and Mahua Moitra will have no word to defend.
Okay, before I bring in Asif Bamla and get BJP's viewpoint, I want to understand from you, Subhabrata Bhattacharya. You know, you cover Bengal very closely. You understand the dynamics. Is there something amiss here? You know, because as Sanjay Singh pointed rightly, and I tend to agree with him completely, that Trinamool Congress as a political party speaks on just about every issue. They have been speaking about anything happening under the sun on any issue, but why are they not standing up or saying anything with regards to a member of parliament who is very, very vociferous? What do you want to say? Go ahead. Kabir, you're joining me from
They don't
Calcutta.
speak on corruption. They speak on every issue, but they don't speak on corruption. Did you hear the Chief Minister of West Bengal? I'm from West Bengal. Did you hear the Chief Minister of West Bengal speak about her Minister Partho Chatterjee? No. Did you hear the Chief Minister of West Bengal hear about her District President Anubrata Mandal? No. Same way, she is silent on Mahua Moitra. She never speaks on corruption in her party. That is the Trinamool Congress for you.
Okay. Subhabrata Bhattacharya, come in. Talking about other political parties, you know, you had the Aam Aadmi Party and also the Congress Party. I mean, these are two political parties who have been raising concerns about, the details that came out in the Hindenburg report. Then today, what do they have to say? Because if you look at the linkages, it's very clear that has been established by someone who knows Mahua Moitra very closely, Advocate Jai Dehadrai, who has been saying that the language which has been used in the questions is also something that is taking everybody to perhaps the Hindenburg report as well. So besides the language being identical to that of Mr. Hiranandani, it is also the same set of questions being raised in the Hindenburg report.
Yes, Sanjay Singh has rightly pointed out about what I myself called in the last show, a deafening silence of the Trinamool Congress. Trinamool Congress starts accusing the ED and CBI of being a caged parrot from the center, but also in the cases that are being investigated by these two agencies in West Bengal right now are not started by the central government, but were ordered by the High Court of Calcutta, who are looking into various scams. And these two agencies are basically investigating agencies acting at the behest of the High Court. And in that background, the total silence of Trinamool Congress and other parties like the Congress, Aam Aadmi Party, and others is really deafening. I feel pity for her that she's a very articulate MP and a very fiery MP at that. But in an hour of peril, she's standing alone. She stands alone. The thing is, also I'd like to point out one thing. She has said in her High Court petition that these are the machinations of a jilted ex and a fake degree MP, as she describes Dubey. The fact is, her own admission of so-called jilted ex and the fact that there was a complaint against Dehadrai made by her to a police station, which she later on withdrew on the 4th of October, establishes nexus between the two. And whistleblowers don't come from railway stations. Whistleblowers are those who are insiders of a person's life or are privy to the work and activities of a person. So therefore,
Very true.
to say that Dehadrai is a suspicious person, I do not know the depth to which he knows.
Okay.
But he has made serious allegations.
You have made an important point there, but that there is a larger nexus that you're talking about, and always the whistleblowers are not outsiders. They are those who are privy to details. They know what is happening. Asif Bamla, quick word from you, and then I bring in Ashwini Dubey.
Yeah, I think I need a little time to express this because I've been hearing the others patiently. Having said that, can there be a quid pro quo, you see, for raising questions in the parliament? That too, by tarnishing the image of Adani. The target was not Adani, the target was the Honorable Prime Minister of the country. And I think what these people don't understand, today that's Sisodia or Jatin, or for that matter Sanjay Singh, today they are behind bars. It's not because of the Prime Minister or of the Home Minister, which they normally claim, or they claim the BJP. It is that someone who is close to them has turned an approver. Similarly, in this case also, it is her boyfriend who has turned approver, and there is sufficient you see, cases, sufficient proofs that has been set off by our Honorable MP Nishikant Dubey ji. Now coming back, this is, मैं ये कहना चाहूँगा कि इन्होंने टोटल 37 सवाल पूछे हीरानंदानी के हित में और 9 सवाल पूछे अडानी जी के हक में. अपने क्षेत्र के उन्होंने महज 3 सवाल पूछे पिछले कई पार्लियामेंट सत्रों में. मैं ये पूछना चाहता हूं, नवी मुंबई में एयरपोर्ट पे क्या हो रहा है, आपको उसकी चिंता है? ये सरासर जो है अपमान है भारत के सदन की. लोकसभा स्पीकर ने एक हाई पावर कमिटी फॉर्मुलेट करके इसकी निष्पक्ष जांच करनी चाहिए. और इस किस्म के जो सांसद हैं जो अपने पद का इस्तेमाल रखते हैं. No,
yes, it is the ethics committee which is now looking into it.
Like this.
And I would just add a bit.
I just give you 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Yes,
30 seconds. 30 seconds. Parliamentarians like this. You see, there are evidences. It's not that, and it's surprisingly that business houses are using our parliamentarians whom the people of the country look at. ये जो सांसद है, ये मंदिर है इस देश का. आप वहां जाकर वहां पर आप घूस लेकर, गिफ्ट्स लेकर, and what all are the gifts they're saying, the Hermes bag, the Louis Vuitton, you're taking this to ask questions and to settle scores of one business house vis-a-vis the other and put in an embarrassing situation for the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi. अभी कहाँ है अपनी इंडिया जो हमेशा पूछती है आपकी जो अलायंस है उनके जो लोग हैं. It is shameful that Tejasvi Yadav was talking questions which was so embarrassing कि वो अच्छे संस्था में पढ़ी है. इसका मतलब वो corruption करना चाहिए. This is so shameful.
Okay. Ashwini Dubey, I certainly do not approve of the words being used by Asif Bamla, particularly about relationships. That's the Honorable MP's discretion, so that we'll not get into it. But Ashwini Dubey, what happens to the case that has been filed? What has been filed by Mahua Moitra against the BJP MP
used by the other business house by a parliamentarian.
I get your point, sir. Against the lawyer here and also against all the media houses.
Maria, there are two instances. One is a premature stage. What is the premature stage? when it is found, when any inquiry has been set up, an inquiry committee has yet to reach to the final conclusion, and in between exploring a remedy under section 499 500 or the civil remedy approaching to the court without any logical report is called the prematurist. 2. There is an exception in section 499 500 IPC and also an exception to the law of tort. If we talk about the criminal law, the exception is that if any information which is true and for the good of the public at large, then that is not covered under the act of defamation. And whether this information is true, that yet to come by the Ethics Committee of the Parliament, headed by the 11 honorable members of Parliament, and they will come to the conclusion. And if they arrive a conclusion that the complaint filed by Mr. Dubey is based on concrete evidences, there is a trail, there is an illegal gratification received in lieu of the parliamentary privileges, and questions has been asked for the business interest, then of course the action shall follow. The action which was followed in the case of Indira Gandhi's expulsion in 1978, when Indira Gandhi was expelled from the Lok Sabha for obstructing government officials from collecting information. Subramaniam Swamy's expulsion case, and 11 cases cash for query which was raised. Third,
but these are public representatives who should own up.
Privileges. When there is, what is the breaching
Kabir,
privilege?
coming to you. Yeah, go ahead.
Any disregard of the rights and immunities constitute a breach of privilege and is punishable under parliamentary law. Now the High Power Committee, Ethics Committee, has already been constituted on the complaint of Mr. Dubey, and that committee has yet to reach on a conclusion whether the allegations are wrong or right. And before that filing a case, I think that the honorable courts also are quite mature enough to understand that we don't have to consider it. Now third, this issue refers from constitutionality, constitutional powers, the legality, whether the allegations, despite knowing, because Mr. Dubey is also a legislator, parliamentarian, he knows that if his complaints are vague, found to be fake and based on without any evidence, then he has to follow the consequences. And third, the morality, one member of parliament has to follow, because he lives a public life and he is appointed. He takes the oath that the constitution, people of the public will be supreme. Now another thing, the freedom of his speech in parliament is one of the freedom, and immunity is enjoyed by the Mahua Moitra and the member of parliament. Have you seen a single question asked by him? If those questions are right, then raised out of the parliament? No. Even if you read a bare perusal of the notice issued by her, does not say that she has not received any gift or the monetary benefits. I think these are the enough cases. And now the question, what has been decided in cash for query scandal, when 11 member of parliaments were expelled, that the illegal gratification and corruption cases were against them. So it is a case where this should be thoroughly investigated, and where the privilege which has been given to a member of parliament, and that has been unnecessarily misused and abused for the benefit of an individual or for the benefit of the...
What happens to the case, again, let me take that question also to Kabir. Kabir, what happens to the case which is before the court? You know, because there is a domain here of the legislature. An MP has raised concerns about the conduct of another MP. The complaint is before the Ethics Committee. The Ethics Committee is beginning its probe. And now there is also a case that is there which Mahua Moitra has filed against her, parliamentary colleague, in this case, Nishikant Dubey, in the courts.
Right. Maria, so one by one, firstly, our constitution, now, just to answer everyone, our constitution does guarantee the presumption of innocence. However, everything is prima facie at this stage, and that is why an investigation is the need of the hour. The issue is before the Ethics Committee quite rightly, because what has transpired is transpired within the walls of Parliament. Now, what Mahua has filed, Mahua is going on the defensive. She, in the right spirit, she should have waited for the report of the Ethics Committee. She has gone ahead and filed something against Nishikant Dubey. She has also said, she has said something about the person who's actually whistleblown. She has said, let the CBI come and investigate me, but let CBI first investigate the Adanis. So look at the defensive approach here of Mahua, number one. Number two, as a parliamentarian with great power comes great responsibility. She did not ask any question about her constituency. She did not ask any question about the state of West Bengal. This is extremely bad, in extremely poor light, in extremely poor state. If this is the fact, the Trinamool Congress also has to answer. The Trinamool Congress is completely silent. So we have seen this. Now, let there be an investigation. Let the Ethics Committee come out with its report. If there's criminality, see, nothing outs the jurisdiction of the court. The courts are supreme. In L. Chandra Kumar, it was absolutely clear. 12 judges of the Honorable Supreme Court made it clear. The jurisdiction of Supreme Court cannot be ousted. So, if the courts want to interfere, they can. Now, CBI cannot take suo motu cognizance of this. There has to be a direction from the court. Let the Ethics Committee give its report. But Mahua has to come clean. She should not go on the defensive. She is very vociferous in Parliament. Why is she not being vociferous now? That is a question.
Okay.
Is there something amiss here?
Okay. I have just enough time to go back to the two senior journalists here, Sanjay Singh and Subhabrata Bhattacharya. Subhabrata Bhattacharya, would you expect some kind of reaction to come in, particularly from the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress?
They have not reacted so far. And the fact is that now there are two different streams. One is the court case and another is the Ethics Committee. Court case will come up on the 20th, on Friday. Ethics Committee is fixed 26th. They are two different things. They don't affect each other. Whatever will be the outcome in the court, Ethics Committee is entitled to proceed on its own, as mandated by the Speaker. And Ethics Committee, as pointed out by Sanjay rightly, has 15 members, 6 from BJP and 9 from other parties. And so therefore it is not a loaded committee where justice won't be done. One thing more I'd like to point out, that the India parties, which were harping on the Hindenburg report, have decided to stay away from this issue altogether, from Ms Moitra. And the silence of Trinamool, which always alleges misuse of agencies, is also. I'd like to hear from the CBI also, because after all, the lawyer has also petitioned the CBI with a sworn affidavit. I think the CBI is obliged to take cognizance, and we'll have to wait for that as well.
Okay, just 30 seconds for you, Sanjay Singh. Even within the India grouping, there are a number of political parties who have not taken a stand on Hindenburg. There are just two, besides Mahua Moitra, from the Trinamool Congress itself. It was not like a party stand. It was an individual stand. So that distinction is now coming clear and in the open.
Maria, you cover politics very extensively and Parliament also very extensively. Whenever Mahua Moitra rose to speak, there was kind of a cheer in anticipation, and also during her speech and post her speech, by a whole lot of the left liberal group, those in opposition benches, barring the parties like BJP, who generally are more kind of conscious of the responsibilities. But after this particular thing, when all they have gone in almost complete silence, what does it mean? That prima facie, Mahua Moitra has not been able to convince either her own party, the TMC, and also the India Alliance. There is something wrong, something seriously wrong as to whatever allegations have been made. Otherwise, if you see something, after any such allegation, generally, there whole lot of people come in, particularly the India Alliance and their outside supporters from within, outside of the country also, they often jump in these situations. What is important in this particular case, Mahua Moitra has failed to convince. She has to first convince, let court and other proceedings go on, but she has to first convince her own political party, Trinamool Congress, Mamata Banerjee, and the Congress party. Remember, 4 Congress MPs will be sitting in Ethics Committee. Till such time, they are not convinced.
Right. They are sitting in the same Ethics Committee, which will now be on 26th, listening to the version that has been put forth by the lawyer and also by the BJP MP. Thank you so much for your time, Sanjay Singh.
5 seconds.
Subhabrata Bhattacharya, have really come to the end of this discussion. Ashwini Dubey, Kabir Bose and Asif Bamla. Our story will continue to track very, very closely. That's all from me. Thanks so much for watching.